Okay, hi everyone. My plan today is to try and get you to know a bit about fiscal policy before you actually turn up to the lesson. So there's three activities I want you to do. All of them are really exciting, I think. They're all to do with fiscal policy. Now I know what you're sitting there thinking, what the hell is fiscal policy? And I'm going to try and tell you right now. So what you'll notice is I am in my delightful office. I say delightful, but I've got a boarded up window. I've got a ceiling that's fallen apart. I've got a computer that barely ever works. And you're thinking, how can a man of your standing have to deal with all that? And the simple reason is fiscal policy. And fiscal policy is government spending and taxation. The problem the government have got is they haven't got enough money. So they're going to have to start cutting things. They're cutting schools, they're cutting hospitals, they're cutting other things. Simply because they're spending way too much. The second thing I've got is here. This is my payslip. Now I look at this payslip and it makes me sad. Because I think all that work I do, and they take away national insurance, they take away income tax. So actually, I end up only getting about a third of my income back. Sorry, I get 2/3 back. They actually take a third of my income away. It's a bit harsh. In France at the minute, the high rate of tax is almost 70%. I mean, that's a ridiculous amount of money to be asking people to be paying back on tax. So you're going to decide whether that's a good idea to have high tax rates or a bad idea. So I want you to do the three tasks that are coming up. I want you to enjoy them, and then come to the lesson knowing a lot more. Right, enjoy. Alright, here's the first task I want you to do. I want you to type in Guardian government spending into Google. That's not very hard to do. And what you'll actually end up getting is you'll get this screen. And I want you to try and decide, looking at this screen, which areas of the government spending they could cut. Because at the minute, they spent there 694 billion in 1 year. Now, that's way too much money. They actually get about 114 billion less than that in tax. So that means they're constantly getting into more and more debt. So they have to get rid of some stuff. Now you're going to get a much bigger version of this on your screen, but you can look at this sort of thing and see what could they cut. Could they cut health? Health is costing 106 billion per year. Could they cut pensions? That's 166 billion. As you can see, there's a real popular one that I'm sure you'll want to get rid of. You'll see benefit spending in Great Britain at 159 billion. Now a lot of you will probably say, let's get rid of that. But I want you to come into the lesson with some ideas of what you get rid of. Also, the best of you will say, this is what I'd get rid of, but I can definitely see some problems with it. For example, cutting benefits seems like a great idea, but there might be a load more crime, so you never quite know what's a good idea. Right, that's your first task. Okay, here's another really interesting one. First of all, type in UK tax receipts into Google, and you'll get this website. This is from the This is from the Guardian website. Okay, firstly, there's a really important graph. I want you to look at that graph and decide what does that graph show about government spending compared to taxes from 1964 till 2017, or predicted 2017. And then this is where the UK gets their money from. They get it from income tax mostly. Income tax is the highest one they get their money from. Now I want you to look at those taxes and think about, is there any of them you think you could increase and not affect the economy badly? So come to the lesson thinking about that. Okay, this is the final thing I want you to do. I want you to type in UK budget into BBC player, and you'll get this. Now the budget is what the government do every year to decide how much tax they're going to put on and what they're going to spend their money on. And I want you to look at the budget calculator for the last year and see how it affected you. And secondly, I want you to look at the key points of the budget at a glance, that one there. There are loads of things you can look at here, and I'm not going to ask you anything particular about this, but it will give you a bigger understanding of what you need to know in the lesson.